with 10 miles.
Yeah, buddy.
My cousin Louis is 5 miles, and Ants is right behind them. 5 miles is like 5.47, and then Jesus 4.69, and then like I said, Santi hopefully could start. No pressure, people. Like I said, if you guys walk a little bit, it's a starting thing. Then maybe next month you build.
I start off
the same thing with Richie.
I just walk and then I tell myself, wow, I want to get home faster. So I start running because I want to come back home.
Yeah.
So I walk. I do the power walk because I tell myself from where Abbott starts for us here, right? Mm-hmm. All the way to Dunkin' Donuts, right? You know, the Route
5, yeah.
I at least try to warm up and power walk it.
Yeah.
Like try to get there fast. And I'm like, okay, once I get the motors running in the system and my legs are like pumping, once I cross that big street, then I start walking,
you cross
jogging.
The 5th, Route 5.
Yeah. I try to do like a walk 1 block, run 3, walk 1 block, run 3. And like to try to keep it like my heart pumping, and I'm trying to make it back home faster.
Yeah. It's been hot, man. The last few days for the month of July was hot. Things have gone down a little bit, but it's still hot. So to do this stuff, sometimes you gotta be careful. I know.
I take a water with me.
My
bro.
cousin Junior be like going. I'm like, yo, dude, just take it easy, bro. So
yeah, man.
There's times I go in that I want to jog. If I do it by myself, I could jog. Sometimes if I do it with my girl, I'll jog and walk. With Jesus, we just pretty much walked. I jogged for a little bit. And then there's sometimes I just want to walk. Sometimes because for me it's been feeling good. So if I wake up and I'm a little sore and I'm a little tired, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk. I wake up in the morning. I'm gonna listen to a podcast. So that's my whole thing. I'm like, let me listen to this podcast while I walk. So I just walk. For me, it's been like a good kind of stress reliever. I've even done it sometimes after work, which I'm surprised. But for me, it's just been good to just get out the house, get some sun, like get to see, like the trees or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Just walk, get some fresh air, and come back home. And I've been like a little bit more energized since I started.
The hard part is because I turn my tracker on at work. I'm constantly moving.
Yeah.
Like there's days that I check my watch because my watch tracks my activity.
Yeah.
I compare it to the Nike app. My activity on my phone tracks me a mile higher.
Yeah.
Or a mile and a half that I walk more at work, going up the stairs, walking from here to there.
Yeah.
So when I'm at work, I'm walking there's days I'm walking to close to 6 miles, if you believe it or not. So I'm like, you know what? Let me turn it on to see what's the difference between the Nike and the thing. And it pauses the app for you if you're like, if you're stopped.
Yeah, the Nike's on point.
Yeah. It won't. I'm like, okay, that's good. So that's why I see the difference between the watch and the Nike app, which is good because it doesn't say nowhere in our challenge like, yo, it's only running or jogging. You're constantly moving, so that's what's helping you.
Yeah, no, like
move around and stuff like that.
My girl's not doing it this month. She actually joined. She wasn't gonna do it, but I think now, I think she's surprised that Al's doing it. There's more people. I'm like, oh, she's so. I'm sure that she probably will do it. Probably not the 40 because she hurt herself. But she basically, my girl, since she's out of work, she'll go for long walks and she jogs in between. But for the most part, she walks and she just goes out for and she'll do a few miles. And like I was telling Al, I'm like, just start it off if you want at work. And I told Richie this too because Richie goes into New York, I think twice a week.
Oh, okay.
So I told him, when you're in New York, just turn it on. And I'm like, if there's an excuse for you to walk, let's say, if you could catch the 8 train in St. Nick, but you're catching the 6 train here, and you got to transfer, just walk to St. Nick. It's just a little thing. Look.
I even told Jesus to turn his on when he's at work. He's like, yo, I could turn mine on because I walk. I was like,
Yeah.
count how many steps you're doing from point A to B at your at your buildings and stuff like that. Because you want to know how much you're walking. You're not sitting all day or whatever. Like I told Santi was asking me, yo, would it track I was like, yeah. As long as you turn it on and you're moving, you're in the bike, so you're moving your legs.
I don't know if in the bike it will. I'm not sure.
I think if you put your phone in your pocket, and you're moving your leg,
maybe
it's gonna track it. And I think his watch.
Yeah, he should test it because I know, like for me, I try to do it. So I have a treadmill in my house, people, and then like this was like back in June. It was just me and my girl. I try to use the treadmill, and for me, I've had issues with this thing because of Android, the app. There's been times last month, and I think me and Jesus, that we ran and it doesn't record to the challenge.
Oh, okay.
And so one time I ran on the treadmill for like I was watching my house, the Undertaker thing. I did like a mile and a half or two, and it didn't record it. But then my girl did it on the Apple. It recorded it, so it went into her mouse. So. And I even had told my cousin, because he has a dog, Lewis Jr., to use it like when he's walking the dog.
Yeah.
Because he's walking the dog for like 40 minutes.
There you go.
So, but that's like I said, people, as long as, like I said, it's a little bit fun, and it's a fun, like, active thing.
It actually motivates each other.
And it motivates.
Because you're constantly looking to see who's in the lead.
Yeah. And my whole thing is, for me, is to do 43 miles. Like Al said he's thinking of doing it before Boston. I had the same mindset, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll leave something for Boston so I could, use it while walking. But who knows? I mean, right now, like, to be honest, I'm more ahead than I normally am. Because normally I'm like 10 days into the month and I'm like on 3 miles. So I actually, like I said, I was a few days, but I know like the next few days, because work, I probably won't be able to get either a walk or run in. But like I said, any of you guys who want to join, is a Nike Run app.
Yeah, the aren't
Nike Run app. You could request me. It's Lisandro Rodriguez, but once you type it in, you might see a lot. So just either send us a message on Chuleta Bros Instagram, or find me the Nike app and just find Lisandro Rodriguez at hotmail.com. We would like to get more people who listen to the show. That way we could just kind of keep this up, and then of course we'll put more miles as time goes.
Like, we don't have ways to go to the gym. Now we got to find ways to work out. And if I see that there's just running and walking, and if, let's say I buy a bike for my house, because I'm thinking of buying a bike, and I don't need that anymore, the gym, that's fucking $40 I don't have to spend anymore.
Yeah.
Which you don't have to pay a trainer or a gym to go walking or jogging outside. You really don't.
Nah, you don't. And to be honest,
and nowadays, like, we got apps, we got YouTube pages that you could just type in stretches before going to a run, or what exercises are good at home for your legs. Because they say you need good core and you need good.
There's so many. I do a lot of home workouts, so like Fitness Blender's good. There's a guy named Max Roy Millionaire or something like that. He has great ones. Your girl used to watch some Dominican chick who used to do stuff. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a guy, Nate. I think I put your brother onto Nate. Something he just does shadow boxing, and you're punching in the air and you're sweating like in 20 minutes. You're like sweating, but
and something I learned the hard way is that I always hear it, but I never agreed with it. Was Rome was never built in one day. I know everybody wants to look at the scale and be like, I want to lose 30 pounds in 1 week. You got to be more realistic. You got to say like 5 pounds.
Taking a quick shot of Fireball.
Yeah, a hot one's not even chill.
Yeah. No, but it's true what Al said. Like, you can't.
So now with this challenge, I'm not going in. It's like going crazy because when you go to the gym, you go hard. You got the weights. You got this. So there's a certain weight that you're expected to lose. Now, if I only lose 3 pounds a week, that's 3 pounds less than I was last week.
Mm-hmm.
And this motivates me to like even eat healthier, or not even eat healthier, just eat different from what we're used to now because this whole quarantine thing. But it's like Lee saying, this is not we're not preaching for you to go work out. That's just something to motivate each other, have fun with it. Hopefully, like Lee was trying to do, is like raise it every, like 2-3 miles a month. Because I think once I get used to this, my head, once I start getting used to it,
you're gonna want to do more.
I'm gonna continue in the winter time. I'm already thinking of what clothes to buy for the winter. I was talking to Barry when I was walking. He was like, "Yo, but I thought you said you don't like sweating and this and that." I was like, "Yo, but that's at work." But when you go to the gym and you work out, I was sweating. That's what you want. You want to sweat.
Nah, man. It's just like that's all coming. Like you get energy out of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I used to try to jog back in the days or whatever. And for me, I found it boring because I was always that guy who needed to go to the gym, needed fast pace. I could do a treadmill, but I wanted to kind of push myself. But I always found jogging before kind of like boring. Like
I found it hard for me.
I used to find it before younger, boring. Like, you know, like it's just jogging. Like you're not doing much. But now I've gotten older, like, and you know, my daughter's mom, she's I don't know, she caught the bug, but she's done marathons and other stuff, and for her, like, she just needs to. So now I kind of understand. Now I understand the benefit, like mentally. For me, sometimes I just needed to just think, and it's my alone time. So sometimes I put music. You know, if I put music, a certain song will get me, like I think I put Rick Ross one of these days, and I'm like, that's it. These boys ain't alive. And I kept going. But then sometimes I just listen to a podcast or something motivational, and it just calms me down. And I just, you know, like where we've been kind of taking walks, it's a beautiful area. It's like nice houses. So I'll be looking at the house. I start thinking I would like to have a house like this. So it's just one of those things that I take, you know, it could be anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes, depends how far I go, and if I walk. But it's just one of those things that I come back, I feel good. I take a shower, and then I feel powerful after that.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Now my thing is, I'm like, my body's tired right now. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna go for a walk. And then today, what made me go down was my power went out, so I had to go to the breaker.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I'm gonna go down, I should just go for the walk right away. So I switched to my Flash Gordon uniform, hit the breaker, started walking. Then when I came back, the AC was on. I was like, okay, good. You know, because when you come home from work and you come upstairs, you don't want to go back down.
Nah, you don't.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
so I can't change in my car to go running right away.
Yeah.
So now I got to come upstairs, change it to my running gear, and then force myself.
It's hard for you because you can't even do it in the morning because you go to work too early.
No, exactly. So I'm like, I gotta force myself. But then you see people walking, running, and then I'm by Abbott. My favorite part of Abbott is once I pass Fifth Ave. Route 5. When I cross that street, that somehow it starts getting better. They're more quiet.
The best. I don't know if you've done it yet, but I'll go down to Abbott towards the flag, right? All the way to the end of Abbott.
By the park.
Yeah, by the park, right? Then I'll come around, and then when I'm coming back, getting close to the house, I'll go down and go to these little streets.
Oh, okay.
And there's dope. And I took me and Jesus walked it. I'm talking about fucking Tony Soprano type of houses.
I'm not trying to do that because, I'm a little darker than you guys.
They were looking at me and Jesus when we were walking.
I don't want the neighbors to be like, oh, these people are not from around here. They'll call the cops and shit. So
if you Flash Gordon, you'll be gone.
I stayed on my lane for now. Because when I'm running by people, I do the wave.
Yeah.
Because I got my music on. I don't talk. Then you got the old people that walking their dog. Like, they get a little scared. They cross the street.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm used to this. So for now, I'm going to just stick through my Abbott. Once I start passing that, I'm going to keep because I get all the way to the Columbios, to the park, and
you go in the park.
I go in the park.
I've done it too by the.
And come back.
So I used to just go into the park, take a few steps, and come back. But then one time, me and my